Welcome to Wonderslate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Topic for today's video is life process, transportation. Transportation in human beings. In this topic we will study about human circulatory system, features of human circulatory system organs, human heart, blood and blood vessels, lymph. Transportation in plants. In this topic we will study about transportation of water and minerals, transportation of food, transportation in human beings. The human body is a complex machine, which require many processes to function efficiently. The transportation in human is undertaken by the human circulatory system, moving or transporting the essential nutrients and minerals throughout the body, and taking metabolic waste products away from the body. Human circulatory system consists of a network of arteries, veins, and blood capillaries, with the heart pumping blood through it. Its primary role is to provide essential nutrients, minerals, and hormones to various parts of the body. It is also responsible for collecting metabolic waste and toxins from the cells and tissues to be purified or expelled from the body. Features of the human circulatory system. It consists of blood, heart, blood vessels, and lymph. It circulates blood through two loops, which is known as double circulation. Human heart consists of 4 chambers, 2 ventricles and 2 auricles. Blood vessels comprise of arteries, veins, and blood capillaries. The function of blood vessels is to transport oxygenated blood and nutrients to all parts of the body, and collecting metabolic wastes to be expelled from the body. Circulatory system organs. The human circulatory system comprises of 4 main organs that have specific roles and functions. The vital circulatory system organs include heart, blood, but technically, blood is considered a tissue and not an organ. Blood vessels, lymph, human heart. The heart is a muscular organ located in the chest cavity, right between the lungs, which is as big as our fist. It is positioned slightly towards the left in the thoracic region and is enveloped by the pericardium. Because both oxygen and carbon dioxide have to be transported by the blood, the heart has 4 chambers, namely, 2 upper chambers called atria or in singular atrium, and 2 lower chambers called ventricles, which helps to prevent the oxygen-rich blood from mixing with the blood containing carbon dioxide. Oxygen-rich blood from the lungs comes to the thin-walled upper chamber of the heart on the left atrium. The left atrium relaxes when it is collecting this blood. It then contracts, while the next chamber, the left ventricle, expands, so that the blood is transferred to it. When the muscular left ventricle contracts in its turn, the blood is pumped out to the body. Continuation of human heart. The oxygenated blood comes from the body to the upper chamber on the right atrium, as it expands. As the right atrium contracts, the corresponding lower chamber, the right ventricle, dilates. This transfers blood to the right ventricle, which in turn pumps it to the lungs for oxygenation. Since ventricles have to pump blood into various organs, they have thicker muscular walls than the atria. The valves ensure that blood does not flow backwards when the atria or ventricles contract. Double circulation. The way blood flows in the human body is unique, and it is quite efficient too. The blood circulates through the heart twice, hence, it is called double circulation. Advantage of double circulation is that every tissue in the body has a steady supply of oxygenated blood, and it does not get mixed with the deoxygenated blood. Other animals like fish have single circulation, where blood completes a circuit through the entire animal only once. Blood. Blood is the body's fluid connective tissue, and it forms a vital part of the human circulatory system. Its main function is to circulate nutrients, hormones, minerals and other essential components to different parts of the body. Blood flows through a specified set of pathways called blood vessels. The organ which is involved in pumping blood to different body parts is the heart. Blood is composed of plasma, the fluid part of the blood, and is composed of 90% of water. Red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets constitute the solid part of blood. Types of blood cells. The human body consists of 3 types of blood cells, namely, red blood cells are mainly involved in transporting oxygen, nutrients, and other substances to various parts of the body. These blood cells also remove waste from the body. Red blood cells are also called as erythrocytes. White blood cells are cells that specialize in defense. They provide immunity by fending off pathogens and harmful microorganisms. White blood cells are also called as leukocytes. Platelets are cells that help to form clots and stop bleeding. They act on the site of an injury or a wound, which is also called as thrombocytes. Blood vessels. Blood vessels are a network of pathways through which blood travels throughout the body. Arteries and veins are the 2 primary types of blood vessels in the circulatory system of the body. Arteries are blood vessels that transport oxygenated blood from the heart to various parts of the body. They are thick, elastic, and are divided into a small network of blood vessels called capillaries. The only exception to this is the pulmonary arteries, which carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Veins are blood vessels that carry deoxygenated blood towards the heart from various parts of the body. They are thin, elastic, and are present closer to the surface of the skin. However, pulmonary and umbilical veins are the only veins that carry oxygenated blood in the entire body. Lymph or tissue fluid. The human circulatory system consists of another body fluid called lymph. It is also known as tissue fluid. It is produced by the lymphatic system, which comprises a network of interconnected organs, nodes, and ducts. Lymph is a colorless fluid consisting of salts, proteins, water, etc. Lymph helps in transport and circulates digested food and absorbed fat to intercellular spaces in the tissues. Unlike the circulatory system, lymph is not pumped. Instead, it passively flows through a network of vessels. Functions of circulatory system. It helps in sustaining all the organ systems. It transports blood, nutrients, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and hormones throughout the body. It protects cells from pathogens. It acts as an interface for cell-to-cell interaction. The substances present in the blood helps repair the damaged tissue. Transportation in plants. Transport system is less elaborate in plants because they are comparatively less active and require less supply of materials either from outside or synthesized by plants themselves. Plants absorb water and minerals from the soil and then transport it upward through specific tissues called xylem. Organic food which are synthesized in green leaves and hormones are transported through special tissue called phloem. Transport of water. Xylem is made up of 4 kinds of cells. Tracheids are tubular cells in the xylem of vascular plants, involving in the water conduction from roots to the leaves. Vessels are elongated dead cells found in the xylem of flowering plants, consisting of perforated cell walls through which the water flows. Xylem parenchyma is responsible for storing the prepared food and assists in the conduction of water. Xylem fibers are supportive in function. It is responsible for transporting food from the leaves to the other parts of the plant. Transport of water involves 3 interconnected processes. Absorption of water and mineral. The water and minerals are absorbed by plants from the soil through root hairs and root apex. Water molecules moves from higher water potential to lower water potential and then to xylem vessels and tracheids. There is steady movement of water from soil to roots to xylem vessels and tracheids, creating a column of water that is steadily pushed upwards. Upward movement of water and minerals. Movement of water and minerals is due to root pressure, that is, the root absorbs water and exerts a pressure which pushes the water upward, or transpiration pull, that is, Transpiration pull generated in leaves pull the water column filled in xylem vessels and tracheids. Transpiration, that is, loss of water in the form of vapors from the living tissue of aerial parts. It occurs mainly by the process of diffusion through stomata. Transport of food. Phloem is made up of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Sieve tubes are responsible for transporting carbohydrates throughout the plant with the help of companion cells. Phloem parenchyma cells are also called transfer cells, which helps in transport of food. Phloem fibers support the conductive cells of the phloem and provide strength to the stem. The hormones required for growth and development are synthesized at shoot and root tip. Phloem is a complex permanent tissue running parallel with xylem strands. Transport of soluble products of photosynthesis is called translocation. Revision on transportation in human beings. We will have a quick revision of what all we studied until now. First, we studied about transportation in human beings. Blood is a fluid connective tissue that transports food, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogenous waste, etc. The main part of circulatory system is heart. Human heart have 4 chambers, namely 2 atrium and 2 ventricles. Left atrium receives the oxygen-rich blood from the lungs. While receiving blood it relaxes. Left ventricle pumps oxygen-rich blood throughout the body. The oxygenated blood comes from the body to the upper right atrium. It contracts to pump the blood to right ventricle. Right ventricle pumps the blood to the lungs for oxygenation. We also studied about double circulation, lymph, platelets, and types of blood cells. Revision on transportation in plants. We have studied about how transportation in plants occurs. Transportation of water takes place through xylem. It transports water from the roots to different parts of the plants. Transportation of food takes place via phloem. It transports food from the leaves to different parts of the plants. Loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plants is known as transpiration. The transpiration creates a suction which pulls the water up to the higher plants. We'll see more topics in further videos. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any suggestion for us, feel free to leave comments. If you liked the video and want to see more of it, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to click on subscribe button to get more updates of the future videos.